welcome to the Nelson Mandela Bay University and Athletics Stadium. This is where the Group B will take action in today, and it is a match number 9 of the COSAFA Women's Championship. Botswana take on Mauritius, as one would look at all those who are at the venue and hoping to enjoy today's match. And not only that, we are expecting a lot more crowd as the match progresses. But it is a lovely atmosphere out here, beautiful conditions. The pitch has been well prepared, and you're looking at the issues around the wind being something of the past. Currently, the wind speed is at 11 or so, and not much to be concerned about. But what we've got to compliment is the groundsmen who have put together a fantastic pitch that both teams are looking forward to dishing out some great football. In today's fixture, I have Dane Clayt alongside me. And Dane, this match does promise to be a humdinger.
Yeah, good morning to everybody. Still morning, almost afternoon. 5 minutes away from kickoff. And of course, a very, very beautiful day today. But let's not get ahead of ourselves too quickly. The wind can come back at any given time in this place. I'm talking from experience. But we're looking forward to a fantastic game today. And you know, of course, both teams are going to go for the win.
Talking about both teams going for a win, that is the bench of Botswana, a team that is expected to fight tooth and nail in today's encounter, as they did play to a draw in the previous match. 1-1 was the scoreline, and they're looking to build from their first match. They're looking to progress into the next round as the officials lead on the players onto the park. Captains Bosija, as well as Priscilla Apu, they make sure that the teams are ready for today's encounter. Nervous moments for both sides, as no slip-ups, and one can look at Mauritius and say they have managed to score their first goal in the history of the competition. Before the match begins, let's get to the national anthems of either side.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the national anthem of Botswana.
Basadi emanta afala e okanele ulirela e basela rona inaletela tumo la chaya Botswana kapulano le kabisa e
And now the national anthem of Mauritius.
both sets of teams singing their national anthems with honor, with such passion, and looking forward to the proceedings. This is the lineup for Botswana. Maitumelo Busija is in goal. Nancy Bayaletse. It is Yaone Modise, Laone Gaufetugi, and Radio Kanye, Ditebe, and Johannes. Ontlameti is one of the changes that one is spotting in that lineup. On the bench, we're seeing Sinwele as well as Abueng, who has been relegated to the bench. Laone Malloy also finds herself on the bench.
The formation of Botswana 4-3-3, very traditional, looking at attacking, and of course we're looking at Botswana going for the win today, because the midfielders, of course, the three midfielders is going to be key for them.
Talking about that midfield as the players will get into customary greetings. It is Botswana getting into the familiar positions, and taller players in the front and the shorter players at the back, just to get their team photos for all the photographers and the media down there that is going to be writing about the players. Here are the officials for the match. It is Tanya Duarte of Angola, Bernadette Quimbira of Malawi, Diana Chikotecha of Zambia, and Gloria Sabumba also of Zambia. Captains for the toss is Sedilame Busija, who is a Mamelodi Sundowns goalkeeper, and Priscilla Alifo, who is the captain for Mauritius.
I decide the ball.
Or get the ball. This, what does it really mean? Does it really matter? Does it really have that much of an impact on the game?
Yeah, I think it does, definitely. You know, of course, when we look at Mauritius' lineup over there, you know, I think they're obviously going to come out after conceding 5 goals against Malawi, and of course Julia Koppel, Claudia Alifon, the captain, and of course Mary Eppelon, you know, the coach Joan Kersley-Levray sitting on the bench today. And of course, I think a lot of players on the bench for Mauritius, and I think it's just going to be about the players getting chance.
They are coming in a 4-5-1 formation. Ramasamy up front is the lone striker. She's to be supported by Alifon on the right-hand side, Lessart on the left-hand side. But it is the defense where the organization has got to start in today's match. They let in 5 goals in their previous encounter, and definitely for coach John Kersley-Levray, he's got to make sure that his team is absolutely focused from the first whistle. When we look at Botswana, on the other hand, Coach Alex Matete wants his players to keep the ball on the ground. And how fitting can this venue be for a fantastic type of football that he's trying to bring in to the play? He wants them to get started from the front foot. He wants them to dominate the opposition. And that is Coach Alex Matete, who's just come in almost about 7 months, that is looking after the team, and he has brought in his own expectations. It is all systems go as Mauritius in the red uniform. They are attacking the goal from the right to the left of your screen at home. Botswana, on the other hand, in the powder blue uniform, and they do attack the ball from the left to the right hand side. Immediate start is that the ball is out for a throw in, and that is the names behind the voices for today's encounter. Players like Jerusha Ramasamy, who is playing a football for the High Performance Center, the under-20 international, slowly coming to the fold and unleashing great talent, absolutely physical, and she's the player that is definitely very robust and very physical, and is hoping to be quite troublesome to the back four of Botswana. Talking of the previous match, Dane, it was a 1-1 against Malawi, a game that was very, very tightly contested, considering that Malawi were the defending champions.
Yeah, it's a good result for Botswana. I think they'll be looking for the win today, of course. I think for Mauritius, obviously, to not let many goals in, as they're packing the defense with 5 across the back and trying to nullify Botswana. But I think also Botswana looks like a very, very physical team compared to Mauritius.
Almost definitely. Botswana, who have come in leaps and bounds. They are a team that has celebrated success on the continent. You go back and try to relive the 2020 moments in which it was a team that went into the finals. You also go back and you look at 2019 when they finished fourth. They're usually thereabout, but they do have some wonderful players, some few internationals. When I talk of internationals, I'm talking of the players that play outside Botswana. Mamelodi Sundowns has got a representation in Bosija. That is the goalkeeper. Maseko Moncho is another one of those players that plays for FC Henan, and Laone Gaufetuge, who is playing a football out in Turkey, and not forgetting Ratari, who plays a football in Namibia for FC Ongos. Throw in. Just a header off Jerusha. Throw in Laone Gaufetuge with 54 caps today. You look at the Botswana side that has an abundance of caps in comparative to the Mauritian side. Very young in the rebuilding phase, as the goalkeeper comfortably collects that ball. That is Edmond, and makes sure she protects it with everything she has. Ball intercepted, but quickly recovered by Mauritius. Losing out is Funo. Botswana forced backwards, trying to restore a bit of calm, and then it's the long diagonal ball in search of Johannes. Johannes will show her strength and whipping that ball into the kitchen, as they like to say. There's another opportunity for Botswana to send another attack. Keeper called in to make the save, and an offside has been called, but a brilliant save nevertheless, which eventually does find the back of the net due to the power that was not effectively dealt with, but the flag coming to the rescue. Early signs of Botswana going on to the front foot.
Yeah, Botswana showing very, very good intent from the start, and this is what we're going to have to expect throughout the 90 minutes. You know, this is going to be the order of the day. I think, you know, with Mauritius obviously having a lot of players back in defense, back in the box there, but still Botswana's able to get the ball in the back of the net, and of course the offside flag saved Mauritius on this occasion.
4 minutes. So now the ball going out to the wings, looking to get some sort of range, looking to get the ball out into the opposition half, and last touch coming off player from Botswana. Looks like Jessica. Looking at the lineup of Botswana, 3 changes. Yaone Modise, who comes on Tlameti, another player who was given 23 minutes coming off the bench in the previous matchup, and Ratani, who gets her first minutes of this tournament. So 3 changes that coach has sacrificed, and talking about sacrifices made with the personnel on the field to try and get the result that he is looking for. Free kick. Naone went into challenge and just getting a bit of a clipping on the ankles. That can be very, very painful. Sure, the medical team will be keeping an eye on Laone Gaufetuge. She'll be making her way towards a touchline. Delightful ball. Johannes on the right-hand side will definitely be a player that will be making and giving a lot of width. She's operating normally as the right back, and Muchawe as the left back. Muchawe needs no introduction to international level. She's definitely been the go-to person, as Muchawe with 49 caps playing for Gaborone United. And when you get standard situations about your 30 yards and 40 yards, she is the player who does pack a fantastic left and right boot and can bang in those goals. Here's Johannes, who today promises to put a better performance. She knows she set herself some high standards, as Lesego Radio Kanye is the player brought down. Speed has absolutely been electrifying over the years as Radio Kanye, and I think today looking forward to exactly that and maybe getting onto the score sheet herself. Stopping Radio Kanye. Goalkeeper just making sure that there's a three-man wall and wanting the players to close that angle. Doba given the responsibility to take the set piece. Keitumeti Ditebe, she set the scene alight in the Women's Champions League, playing for double action, and that ball dumping it the last time. That's the class that she possesses. Doba is in the house, announcing her presence. Doba, fantastic effort. What a way for Botswana. Could this be the opening of the floodgates?
That seems to be, I think that's going to be the case today over here. A fantastic free kick. I think she knew exactly where she wanted to put the ball and she executed it with perfection. You know, very, very good free kick, and I can appreciate that very, very much.
Hit it in the corner furthest away. I think when you look at that, and you can put any goalkeeper in the post, when the ball beats you in that corner, it's very, very difficult for most of them to make a save. I really haven't seen goalkeepers, you know, make that possible to deflect that or get it out of the goal mouth. But dipping at the right time, dipping at the right moment, and absolute beauty.
A fantastic goal. Like I said, she knew exactly where she wanted to put the ball and she executed it with perfection. Very, very well deserved lead for Botswana, going into a 1-0 lead.
It is those set pieces that Mauritius would want to not give away in and around the big box. Strong in the challenge. It's throw in for Mauritius. 8 minutes on the clock. Some strong tackles coming in. And an interesting battle there between the two number 8s. That's Gaufeturi and Funo. One thing you will definitely be pleased about, that is John Kersley's side, is the fact that his players have a never say die attitude. They don't give up. They continue to fight and compete for everything on offer. Johannes on the right hand side needs another quality ball, just played back to Ditebe. Running into trouble, could have done a lot better, quicker, maybe releasing the ball into and looking for a teammate. But here's Funo. Ditebe using her centre-back partners to recycle the ball and then trying to catch them with the pace, and it's another offside for Botswana. But some interesting running between the attacking players, just trying to get and keep or stay onside.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit scrappy at the moment, but good runs, and the intent is there from Botswana to go forward. Of course, they caught offside on that occasion, but I think they need to start building a little bit of a rhythm. It's just a bit too scrappy at the moment, you know, giving possession away a little bit cheaply. Just hold on to the ball a little bit more and try and gather some rhythm to create those opportunities to score more goals.
They are definitely a ball-playing side. You want to see that combination play. You want to see them knock the ball around. You want to see them open the field a little bit more and play with a lot more purpose and poise. But it is the Mauritian side that wins a free kick just outside the center circle, and that is for a handball by Muchawe. Getting a hand out of the way, but that was not quick enough. Free kick to Mauritius. They lost by 5-1 against Madagascar. Another shot taken, but given chase, and eventually decides to give up the chase. That is Lishar. She plays a football for Futuro Academy. 1-0, the scoreline. It is Botswana who drew forth first blood. And here they are, looking good when they keep the ball on the ground and just share it amongst the players, getting it in between the lines. Tidied up by Mauritius. Safety first, there's nothing wrong with that. The coach will tell you that for the dart, just organizing. If you're looking at the spaces between the defenders, they've now reverted to 5 when defending. There's some equal spaces in between, showing that the intent of covering is really being worked on. But the quick 1-2 puff and pass. There's Radio Kanye losing now because you are seeing a Gopal who is very quick to snuff out the danger, but on the edge of the box is Botswana. Shot from distance and tidied up by Fiona Felicity. Players that are playing out wide will definitely look for the quality that is needed to whip those balls into the box, and for the benefit of the players like Modise and Ontlameti, who would every now and then drop a little bit deeper than expected. The coach wants the goals. He wants plenty of goals. The belief is that this could go to goal difference due to the fact that the defending champions are in Group B. That is Malawi, who played a draw. They will be playing a little bit later in the day, and that just leaves this group very, very wide open. Group A had their second game. It was South Africa, Eswatini, Namibia and the Seychelles. We are in Group B. 8 goals have been scored in Group B. Botswana, Madagascar, Malawi and Mauritius contesting that group. Defending champions find themselves there. Beautiful one! It is Jerusha. She's asking the questions. Positive move there by Mauritius to get into the opposition half. Have a look at this again. It was a lovely taken throw in and connecting very well, and Osija just showing why she is number 1 in the Mamelodi Sundowns lineup, but encouraging for Ramasamy. Corner. Coach will say much better. That's what we want to do more of. Organizing her defense. Need the numbers in the box. They need the red shirts. Currently outnumbered with just 3 or 4 players of Mauritius in the box. More cautious in respect of the defensive element. Ball again is in the box, and another touch, another corner. Last touch coming off the head of Laone. Needs another quality ball. That is Eva Peru. She's one of those players also at the high performance center. Eva, another quality. Keeper comes out, gets a touch. Ball still bobbling in the box, and eventually the flag goes up. But that's the quality you want to see. Those are the kind of deliveries you want to see. And for Mauritius, asking the right questions of the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think fantastic from Mauritius. They're showing good intent as well. Botswana going to sleep a little bit in defense. They'll be disappointed with that. But kudos to Mauritius for coming out and showing intent of trying to get 1 goal back.
As the coach said, they scored 1, first time ever. Who says they can't score the second?
Oh, they're looking good. They're looking really good. Just very, very close to scoring on those
Yeah,
on that occasion.
The woodwork coming to the rescue as well. The goalkeeper made the save, spilling that onto the woodwork, and got their tails up a bit as Mauritius. Switch in play, intercepted. If they can just organize the midfield win those balls. They've got 5 players in defense. Here's another ball in search of Jerusha. Jerusha is on a bicycle, needs the support and trying to thread that ball through in search of Julie Gopal, and down she goes, but it is Botswana who come away with it. Johannes, it's Radio Kanya. Another ball switching to the left-hand side from Radio Kanya, getting into the front line in hope of a return pass, but that ball is intercepted. So Mauritius making it rather difficult for Botswana. Long ball, hopeful ball. The run continues. Milalisha, keeper does well, sends it right back where it came from, and just out of your picture, the flag for offside has gone up. Priska very tigerish going into that one, and getting a bit of a clatter. Eva, Peru. They definitely look aside who have got the power in driving those long balls in the range, with the hope of using the pace of Jerusha. So it definitely would be almost route one into the box if they can, and the chase being on. So defense of Botswana will have to be careful of those long balls. 3 corners in favor of Mauritius thus far. Could they be third time lucky?
Yeah, the past 5 minutes has really been all about Mauritius trying to get 1 goal back.
Corner taken, header away. This time it's Mukawe. Intercepted by Gopal. Gopal brings in Apollon. Losing out to Mukawe. Johannes. Threading that ball through for Radio Kanya. Played back to Doba Doba. Going in the wrong direction is Gopal. He's a player down. That's Kapalon. And that's the reason why she went just, injuring herself, I think, in that moment. Her ankle just landing rather awkwardly. Clipping that ball. Helped up to her feet. Gopal goes to the bench to get some water. Walking rather gingerly, but she'll definitely shake it off and find her way back onto the side. They still are in it. Almost 20 minutes on the clock, and Botswana do lead. It is a slender lead. 1 goal to 0, and that goal scored in the 7th minute by Keitumesi Ditere. Away by Peru. Jerusha. Oh, that's a lovely ball. Muncher. Muchawe giving chase. And eventually a corner is conceded by Botswana. This will be the 4th corner for Mauritius. They just need players that would be on the edge of the box and attack that ball. If they can just provide the quality. They're not the tallest of the players, but with the stockings and the big holes there, Dane, I'm sure, those were not the things that you did. But more recently, you've seen a lot of players that are playing with those holes in the socks.
Yeah, it's more about, it's becoming a trend, and it's more about generating some oxygen to avoid cramping up. So that's the reason for the cutness socks, it's allowing the oxygen to freely come through.
Oh no, he'll get, in our playing days, you'll get the coach really giving you a good mouthful for cutting your stockings. And, Yeah, well, signs has definitely come in and improved football. That being one of them, is Ontlametse grimacing in that particular moment, just getting a bit of a nudge on a tramp on the toes.
Just a bit of a follow through over there, but I don't think it was anything. No intention showing to hurt the player over there. It's just a follow through after kicking the ball away. Landed on the foot.
Ballers are intentional in anything that they do. Ballers are intentional.
Yeah, we can forgive her for that though.
Normally it's the troublesome players that the coach will even tell you, just give a bit of a nudge and, you know, just remind her that him as a defender or as an attacker that you just can't have that freeway. That is the earlier effort where Bosija got a touch and that ball just ricocheting off the woodwork, and eventually the bicycle kick from Gopal wasn't executed well enough to try and bring that ball back in play. But I think Jerusha could have knocked that ball down instead of up, and forcing yet again Bosija into another save. The technical bench of Botswana looking on and wondering. On the other hand, you're seeing John Kersley, who also is rather relaxed and is loving what he sees. Players stretch it off. Yaone or Jessica Malloy, still fairly new into the setup of Botswana. Just 5 caps to her name, but definitely the future. Being protected very well by very experienced players. You talk of experience, you're looking at players like Radio Kanye, players that are above the 50 cap marks. Gaufetug is on 54, Radio Kanye is on 51. You're looking at Bosija on 62, and Mochawe is 1 cap away from the 50 goal mark. And a free kick to Mauritius.
Yeah, Mauritius has been defending well. Botswana has been trying, but I think Mauritius has, if you look at probably at the position, if we can put up the position stats, it probably looks like Mauritius has been dominating, or it looks to me like it's 50-50 at the moment.
When you look at a player like Ditabe, she was very often used as a left winger in her career, and you know, Coach Monene was able to look at the qualities and make sure that rather bring her in as a number 10 and bring her into the midfield due to her good ball control and aerial prowess. That's the player we're talking about. Keitumetsi Ditabe has a wonderful foot. Energy levels is definitely second to none. She's one of those players when they need to defend set pieces, you will always find her in the box. Header. Instructions given to clear at that, man on. Here's Ditabe. There's Dova. Another ball, searching ball, getting it into the right place, but keeper's very quick to react, and so was the defense. And that is Dadart and Rasu. And you look at Mauritius, just one change. Samantha Rashma is the player that has come in that defense to tighten up. Ditabe. Vision. Muchawe. Now the ball over the top. Offside. When we're looking at the offside count, it's Botswana that definitely look the more eager. The minute that ball was played, Radio Kanya, the player that had just strayed into an offside position, 4 in total. Definitely Botswana shading it, and this is what you'd want to correct. You do have the beating of the defenders, they do have the pace, they do have the intelligence. Just hold your run a little bit, and that could provide or prove to be problematic. Away by the captain, Priska.
Botswana a little bit eager to get the second goal, hence straying offside every time. You know, third time in a row they've been caught offside. But also compliments to Mauritius for holding their line together.
One wants to see a lot more of Radio Kanya with her quickness, you know, running into the pockets and just making sure that her energy is reflected in her play. One of those players that works very, very hard during training. You don't have to tell her. Does a bit of training after the team has left. That's Radio Kanya. But one thing that she does have is a short fuse.
A little bit of a short temper, you know, you find players like that. So it's all about just trying to remain as calm as you can and just hold it in.
And you get the coaches that when they've done their homework on each and every player, they'll tell you, just press this button, press that button, you'll get, you know, a negative response. And sometimes you get players being played off the pitch because of the attitude and those kind of tempers.
Yeah, anything you can gain a little bit from psychologically becomes important, and any advantage you can gain from that, of course, I think as a player you'll always want to take it.
Yeah, no, keeper, she takes her time and goes to bed. She has 6 seconds. I think she thought about whether to report her discomfort. It's like the knee is being strapped.
She hasn't looked particularly comfortable from the start of the match, you know. So from the first ball she kicked, it did look like she had a little bit of a limp. So I think hopefully she's okay and she can just dust herself off.
And that is the action. I think also when she put her foot down, looks like it was a bit of an overstretch and landing a bit awkwardly, and felt the pain but thought she could handle it.
Could also be a tactic from Mauritius just to break the momentum of Botswana, you know, with the keeper's knee being stretched, and also it doesn't look like she's willing to come off, you know. So to me it does look like, you know, they're just trying to break the momentum slightly.
This is the goal that separates the two sides. Ditewe, well taken left footer, beating the keeper, hands down. She gets a ride. The goal scorer is supposed to get the ride, not Joanna's getting a ride on the goal scorer.
That's always the excitement of the goals. You never know what can happen. Sometimes you jump on each other and everybody falls over.
Yep. So players just using this moment to hydrate and, you know, adjust and get a few instructions. And the bench of Mauritius, they are very much happy aside with a smile. And when you look at players like August, who were part of the lineup in the previous match, Deborah, you got Anthony, you got Braze. Those are some of the players on the bench who are hoping that they can come in and make an impact. And you look at Botswana also, the entire bench has been asked to warm up. Players like Celebatso and Sanuelo, not forgetting Mugabo. If the coach needs them, they just warming up out of your picture, but behind the goal posts of Bosija, they've just got themselves a little bit of a space there to keep them busy, to focus on the match. 30 minutes done and dusted. Botswana lead by a goal to 0. Yaone losing out. Priska gets a return pass. Also finding herself a space, a little bit of a heavy first touch, but again, good to see that Felicity is quite alert to win the ball back for Mauritius. On the right-hand side, they are very busy. Here's Jerusha giving chase, forced to go all the way back to the goalkeeper, who will restore a bit of calm. And again, Botswana will build from the back, will knock it about. And questions been asked from a teammate, that is Machawe, saying, who do I pass it to? There's nobody making themselves available. So a little bit of frustration creeping in. As much as they want to attack a lot quicker, but players are not making themselves available.
Like I said earlier, I think the keeper is trying to slow the game down and trying to wind the clock down a little bit. You know, being 1-0 down, I'm a bit surprised that she's not in a rush to get the play going.
Gaborone United are a team in Botswana that are definitely dominating the scene. Recently winning the cup competition, and when you're looking at the number of players from Gaborone United in the side as well, it just speaks to a team that is really progressive. Here's a ball down, the player goes, referee says, I'm not interested. There's nothing wrong with that, there's no penalty. And quickly to try and counter-attack is Mauritius. They sent the ball up as quickly as possible. Here's Ontlametsi. Ball off the chest. Daphne was very quick to tidy up, and another ball in search of Jerusha. Radio Kanya with the back heel, and got a little bit of a nudge on the back, and she's flat. Holding her back and grimacing in pain, and I'm sure the medical team will be called upon. No, she says, no, I can get up. But feeling the effects of that, this is how it happened. Got a bit of a, looks rather soft, and I think that's why she was quick to get up on her feet, and the referee just making sure that the ball is 10 yards. That is Tanya Marisa Duarte.
Where's the wolf? It's 1 meter.
Miss Duarte.
Yes.
Four-man wall. Just on the edge of the box. Ditabe sends another one. Keeper gets hold of it on the second attempt. Did well to just take the pace off and take the power off, spilling it just in front of her. But I want to believe that the attacking players of Botswana will say, I saw that, we saw that. So she's got to be careful in her next attempt of not catching it very cleanly, because they will definitely pounce on such balls. Ontlametsi, Radio Kanya and Modise, between them, have got over 90 caps, and that's a lot of experience that they can use to punish a very young goalkeeper in Edmond. On the line and hogging the line, Johannes. Looking to cut in between the two defenders is Modise.
Yeah, Mauritius is doing very, very well with that low block at the moment, not allowing Botswana in behind them. As you can see, whenever they're attacking, the defenders are still staying quite deep at the back, not to allow Botswana in behind them.
Julia Gopal is one of the players, plays a football out in France for Lorient. Also quite a number of football teams that are mushrooming out in Mauritius in an attempt to drive and grow the game and develop the players. We're looking at Botswana on the other hand. Is Township Rollers, not to be forgotten. Also a team called Systems, who are always very competitive. Gaborone United don't only have it the away. Double Action is another one of those, a top 4 in Botswana. So Gaborone United, though, leading the pack. Very eager to sign players from other countries, living in the clubhouse, and that's the kind of stories you want to hear of women's football. And CAF has been absolutely big in terms of driving that the Premier League teams should have a women's club associated, and working with them, benefiting from the facilities, benefiting from the coaching and the professionalism, and that can do your team a whole lot of good. Ontlametsi didn't know anything about that, but Priska went down in a heap, and a free kick is given to Mauritius. Eight fouls in this match. Very low count.
Yeah, like we said before the game, I think Botswana is a little bit more physical than Mauritius, a little bit stronger than them. So of course Mauritius will get a little bit more fouls, but they're putting themselves about nicely.
Two minds. You're hoping for someone to chase. Yeah, with 59% possession.
41, yeah, for Mauritius as well. So they are.
They're thereabouts.
Yeah, they're very
not out of
resilient.
it.
They've been resilient and they are putting themselves about. And yeah, just more attempts needed from both teams to try and score goals.
Definitely want to see a lot more from players like Alicia and Peru, who could cut a little bit into the inside, you know, and make a few runs, get into some sort of rhythm. But I think in the middle of the park, more importantly, is Gopal, who tries very hard to break a lot of the play. Up here on. Charging at that. Just making sure that Botswana don't have it that easy. Throw in. Johannes leaves it there, Ziaone, who's decided to switch flanks. Keeper called for that, but doesn't get to it, and eventually a corner given away. Felicity. Keeper could have come out. I think in situations like that, once your mind is made up as a keeper, go out and collect and be dominant and be aggressive and make sure that you command your area in that particular moment. I think if she also got to look, there weren't that many players coming in from the blind side, if I could call it that. Ball in the box. On Tlametsi. Touch again from Felicity, resulting in another corner for Botswana.
Interesting to see Botswana only getting the first corner in the 38th minute.
Wow. Muchawe. Bullish. Ball in the box. Jerusha could hack it away, but instead it hangs in the air. The fight is on to win that. Being helped on by Gopal.
No, it hasn't been easy for Botswana to break down that Mauritius defense. They've been very, very resilient, and they will be hoping they continue in this fashion and obviously try and get the goal back.
Bit of a miss there, just losing her footing in the process. Referee says it is a foul. Samantha Rashma. She's the player that has been brought on. Change that was made for August. Rashma. She plays for Sputnik. Good turn. Another stop, another start, another stop. Breaking the momentum. Had a bit of fingers in the eye, and the referee just checking if she's all right. This is how it happened, and that's the hand that's again pretty soft, but got a bit of a hand across the face. Again, that was the momentum just going across Ditebe and catching the face of Gopal. Free kick. Peru to take the free kick. It's another long ball that is expected to hang up on the edge of the box and being played with a little bit of anxiety, and the referee wants the ball to be taken. There's something about the positioning of the ball, especially when there's been a free kick. It is important that it's taken where the free kick happened.
Yeah, we don't have the scenario where we got in one of the matches where the free kick got taken in the wrong place.
Ball that just trickled way over the bar, and that will go all the way for a goal kick. Radio Kanye
I think Mauritius will be happy of the two teams going into the break with the scoreline, not letting Botswana get away from them, and obviously come back in the second half and try and rectify and try and get a goal back.
You know, it will be very interesting to see Botswana with the passes that are not, finding their teammates. You want to see a lot more when they don't have possession. You know what they do, and what they should do when they do have possession. You want players to really make themselves available, run into the spaces. You need to break the lines a lot more. But definitely the defense of Mauritius proving to be the catalyst in the scoreline being 1-0. They are really businesslike defensively.
Yeah, they're working together as a unit, the five across the back. They're trying to keep their lines, and the organization is very, very good. I've been very, very impressed with the organization of the Mauritius back five.
You'd want Nancy Bayeletsi to draw on a goal-scoring prowess in that knockout competition. She scored 5 goals. Bayeletsi was the top goal scorer in that tournament. So the coach definitely looking at her and hoping that she can bring her scoring boots. 12 fouls. Referee says, I'm warning you. You leave the field and then come back, and she says, but no, give me a chance. No, the discussion is done and dusted, and she won that battle.
No, she won that battle, and obviously she wants to have a strike at goal, and let's see what comes of it.
She really negotiated her way out of trouble. It's Ms. Julie Kopal. What does she do with this? Gets it over the bar. Procedure will take its time. We are waiting to see how much of time is to be added onto the first 45, with about a minute or so to go to the break. Well, the word is that it's 4 minutes that will be added.
Got it.
That ball just protected and shepherded all the way for a goal kick. Botswana in no hurry. I think, again, what is important here is player management and game management. The heat can be a factor. Players are not really over-exerting themselves and are negotiating very well. Yaone on the right-hand side, stretching as Ditebe, bringing in Johannes, playing the 1-2 with Doba. Strike away from by Julie. There's Lisha. Lashard. Referee just checking up if all is well. This is the incident. And also just clutching onto her face. A trailing hand there going into the face of the shard. In 4 minutes as the board goes up of additional time. Just your summation of the first 45 minutes, and you're also looking at the bench at the same time. What has gone right and wrong for Botswana when you're looking at them as they were expected to be definitely in the driving seat? Yes, they've got the goal, but after that, it hasn't really lit up.
I think, yeah, the Botswana coach will be very disappointed with the first half. I don't think they applied themselves the way they would have liked to. But again, for Mauritius, that back five across has really been solid for them and working together as a unit. So I think in the second half, when they come out, Botswana got to up the tempo. They got to increase the intensity of the game, the intensity of the passes. When they move the ball swiftly and quickly, they look a much better side, but they haven't done it consistently enough in the first half.
Mauritius, on the other hand, we can only but compliment their defensive organization, the tenacity, the resilience that they brought into this match and are really seen to be frustrating the Botswana side that was looking and hoping that this is going to be a walk in the park.
Yeah, it's a little bit too direct from Botswana. They're trying to get it through pass from any angle, and they're rushing it. Like I said, they just need to get their foot on the ball every time they're passing the ball like they're doing now. They look a lot better, and the gaps will start appearing. But it's just about patience.
Here's a chance for Muchawe, but that ball finds Dadar and hacks away, wanting to end it on a high note, and it's not to become of anything. Botswana falls backward yet again, and they'll recycle that ball in the hope that that defense will crack yet again. It is Gopal that tidies up and hacks it all the way out for another throw in. We have played 2 minutes of the additional 4 indicated by the referee. Litebe and Machawe playing the quick 1-2. Quick feet. Machawe needs a ball that would come in and sit up. Here's an opportunity, but taking the eye off the ball momentarily is Jessica Maurice. And that ball just is getting all the way to the goalkeeper. I think it was a good intention. You want the quality to come in. You want that ball to get behind the defense, and keeper was very quick off a line to make that save. But Modise knows how close that should have been. Your first touch being also very important to get the control, and the second one would be obviously asking questions of the goalkeeper. Johannes, that's a little too much for her to keep it in play.
Yes. Can you hear me now?
Funo?
Thank you.
I think Mary Samantha have signaled to the coach. I saw on the screen that she wants to come off, and she's had enough. I think she's struggling with the injury.
The coach will probably look at it and say, we have a break in which we hope the medical team will be able to work on her, because
she does look a little bit uncomfortable.
ball is hanging in the air, and that's the second goal that was needed for Botswana to go into the break a lot more happier as Ontlametsi gets onto the score sheet and joins Keitumeti Ditebe. And this is what we talk of game management and player management. Focus, switch on. Usually the goalkeepers will tell you that you've got to switch on in the latter stages. It was Johannes who tried to fight for that ball. In actual fact, Jessica Modise losing out, and Johannes whipping that ball into the box. It hung in the air and mistimed by the goalkeeper. Ontlametsi says, thank you very much. Just making sure that Botswana get the goal that they so much needed to relax, settle down, and hopefully go into the break with their tails up. It will be definitely a disappointment for Mauritius, who had worked very hard to protect that goal mouth, and I think losing focus and thinking about the break before making sure that the whistle went off. So it is referee Duarte who brings an end to the first 45. A disappointed Edmund in goal, but you definitely got to look at this Mauritian side and be happy with the performance that is on display. That's how it ends. It's Botswana 2, Mauritius 0. We'll look at the report card of the first 45 minutes.
Yeah, Botswana the 2-0 lead. I think wrong timing for Mauritius. It could actually deflate them coming out in the second half, but for Botswana it's going to be very, very encouraging for them to come out and motivate them to come out and score some more goals. And of course the shots on target we can see there 4-2 Mauritius.
Well, let's go down to the touchline to Banda, who will give her views of the first 45 minutes. here's Johannes, who today promises to put a better performance. She knows she set herself some high standards as Lesijo Radiokanye is the player brought down. Speedy and electrifying over the years as Radiokanye, and I think today looking forward to exactly that and maybe getting onto the score sheet herself. The Women's Champions League playing for double action, and that ball dumping it the last time. That's the class that she possesses. Doba Doba is in the house. Announcing her presence. Doba Doba.
Yeah, a fantastic free kick. I think she knew exactly where she wanted to put the ball and she executed it with perfection. You know, very, very good free kick, and I can appreciate that very, very much.
Hit it in the corner furthest away. I think when you look at that, and you can put any goalkeeper, Malawi and Mauritius contesting that group, defending champions find themselves there. Beautiful one. It is Jerusha. She's asking the questions. Positive move there by Mauritius. Have a look at this again. It was a lovely taken throw in and connecting very well, and Bosija just showing why she is number one Sundowns lineup, but encouraging. So at the high performance center, Eva, now the quality, keeper comes out, gets a touch, ball still bubbling in the box, and eventually the flag goes up. But that's the quality you want to see. And for Mauritius, asking the right questions of the goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think fantastic from Mauritius. They're showing good intent as well. Botswana going to sleep a little bit in.
Four-man wall. Just on the edge of the box. Ditabe sends another one. Keeper gets hold of it on the second attempt. Did well to just take the pace off, spilling it just in front of her. But I want to believe that the attacking players of Botswana will say, I saw that, we saw that. So she's got to be careful in her next attempt of not catching it very cleanly, because they will definitely pounce on. Don't have it that easy. Throw in. Johannes leaves it there. Ziaone, who's decided to switch flanks. Keeper is called for that, but doesn't get to it. And eventually a corner given away. Felicity. Keeper could have come out. I think Litebe and Machawe playing the quick 1-2. Quick feet. Machawe needs a ball that would come in and sit up. Here's an opportunity, but taking an eye off the ball momentarily is Jessica Morise. And that ball, just the goalkeeper, I think it was a good intention. You want the quality to come in. You want that ball to get behind the defense, and keeper was very quick off the line to make that save. But
she does look a little bit uncomfortable.
Ball is hanging in the air, and that's the second goal that was needed for Botswana to go into the break a lot more happier, as Ondika Modise losing out, and Johannes whipping that ball into the box. It hung in the air and mistimed by the goalkeeper. Ontlametsi says, thank you very much. Just making sure that Botswana get to relax, settle down, and hopefully go into the break with their tails up. It will be definitely a disappointment for Mauritius, who had worked very hard to protect that goal mouth, and I think losing focus and thinking about the break before making sure that the whistle went off. So it is referee Duarte who brings an end to the first 45. A disappointed Edmund in goal, but you definitely got to look at this Mauritian side and be happy with the performance that is on display. That's how it ends. It's Botswana 2, Mauritius 0. Well, look at the Hello everybody and welcome back to the second half of our match, day 5, and this is match number 9 between Botswana and Mauritius. If you are just joining us, it's Botswana that are in the lead. The goal scored in the 7th minute by Keitumeti Ditebe, and another one, the second one, scored by Ontlamensi in the closing stages of referee's optional time of the first 45 minutes. So 2-0 is the scoreline. Mauritius giving a good fight and making life rather difficult for the opposition. Defensively have been rather organized and difficult to beat. A mistake made by the goalkeeper towards the end of that match, just giving Botswana the second goal. But they are a team that continues to rise and continues to fight for everything on offer. Jerusha Ramasamy is one of those players, jersey number 4, that is a little bit dangerous, not forgetting Lashar in the middle of the park where she is operating, and the captain there, Priska Alifo. But it is a Botswana side led by the very, very experienced player in Bosija, the goalkeeper, just making sure that their clean sheet is kept intact, but was asked a couple of questions in that first 45 when Mauritius did get a chance.
Yeah, obviously they'll be disappointed with conceding that goal in the last seconds of the first half. And of course, Botswana will be looking to build on that lead now. You know, it's important for Mauritius to not let the game go too far away from them, and it's important for them to try and get at least one goal, just to make the game a little bit interesting and put some and put Botswana a little bit
on the back foot.
On the back foot a little bit, yes.
It is Botswana that get us underway here in the second half, and some great team spirit shown by Mauritius, getting into a huddle, and there's Doba immediately asking herself of a lot, which is to get the ball in the back of the net. She's used to doing that, but in this particular moment, not getting the technique right, and just whacking that ball with the inner step. Maybe could have had a better choice, break that ball, break it down, and you know, get a first touch, drop that ball, and get a good connection on it. Botswana this time playing very much with a high press. They did that in the first half, didn't pay dividends. They were pushed back a little by a very determined Mauritian side that is playing with very much a low block or a mid block at times, and they're definitely finding it difficult to get the fluidity that they've known to play their football. Crossing, header, connected, and instead of getting the ball in the back of the net, it was a defensive header by Botswana, and looking for crosses Machawe, and her effort was deflected for a corner.
Yeah, Botswana have come out strong in the second half now. A lot of balls into the box, and they're trying to cause problems for Mauritius over there. So far, I think they've been resilient enough, and Mauritius will be hoping that they can get rid of any threat that Botswana is posing.
Short ball played, and that ball just missing rather narrowly on Tlametsi. In the air. Ditebe. Radio Kanye making herself available. Mochawe continues the run. Radio Kanye eliminates one, and down she goes. And the free kick just outside the box. Yes, she fell inside the box, but where did the foul take place? The clipping happened outside the box, and guilty as you like is Priska. She puts her hand up nevertheless to say it's not me.
Yeah, it's a dangerous area to give a free kick away in. I think Botswana will be looking to capitalize on that and try and get a shot on target, and of course try and score another goal from like they did with the first goal.
Referee Duarte wants the players to focus on a whistle and just makes sure that the ball is 10 yards in that wall is Felicity. You also pick up Anastasia Apollon, who's part of that wall, but more importantly is Peru, who will give the goalkeeper some headaches. Radio Kanya trying to turn that ball, didn't dip quick enough for her. Johannes runs back into position. And you look at the side, no changes made by either coach in the break, and normally you'd look around the 55th minute or 65th minute where the coaches would want to make those changes. Here's Ditebe just trying to win it back for Botswana, but it's hacked away by Peru. I think very comfortable with the side, and they want to make sure that they settle down before decision is made, because I'm sure they tried to rectify the mistakes, and it would be fair to give the players another like 15 minutes or so to play according to the plan, make sure the instructions are carried out.
Yeah, I think in the next 10-15 minutes we'll probably see a little bit of activity from the bench. Of course, for Mauritius, bringing on fresh legs is going to be important, and so too for Botswana in terms of keeping up the intensity that they've started the half with.
Muchawe, if she wants, she can take a strike, and she does exactly that. It's a grass cutter. Keeper makes the save and just pulls it out for corner.
A little bit awkward, the keeper over there. I think she could have done a little bit better and looked a bit more secure.
Muchawe dispossessed. Radio Kanya rides a challenge in the box, away from Julia Gopal on the edge of the boxes. Mauritius, here's Jerusha. Goes straight into the player, Felicity. Nancy Bayeletsi helped up to her feet.
That second goal has looked to spur on Botswana a little bit better in the second half, the start of the second half, and obviously you can
I think they've been reminded, Dane, of the group due to the fact that they played to a 1-1 draw with the defending champions, that is Malawi. So they need to score many goals, and although when a tournament starts, there's definitely some nervousness, and as the match progresses, games get tighter and more difficult. You know, a team that you could have scored plenty of goals eventually becomes more organized and get into the thick of things, and remembering that they need to represent and perform. You start finding it very, very difficult to get through, and I think Botswana is a testament to that, not finding the goings as easy as they anticipated. Ontlameti releases Jessica Modise. Modise needs to whip in across, but keeper comes out, gets a touch, and that was pretty close, and immediately Radio Kanya, you can see the urgency, goes straight to the corner. Modise wanted to take it quick.
Now you can see the urgency from Botswana, and their chances are very, very good of progressing from this group if they win this game by a good margin. Then of course you don't want to be looking at other results. You know, I think they still got it in their own hands after that draw with Malawi. It's going to be interesting. Malawi's up after this game, so it's going to be interesting to see what that result brings for Botswana as well.
Just looking at that incident, the goalkeeper getting a bit of a stamp on her fingers, but I think more than anything it's the knee that is troublesome, as she took a dive. She's been through the wars. Touching the knee, touching the hands. And, as a goalkeeper, those fingers definitely on the receiving end, but good to see her up and about, and with a bit of a smile. It's a corner to Botswana. Radio Kanya plotting. Good delivery. Keeper gets a touch. 2 hands to it. And it's another attempt for Botswana. The opening 10 or 15 minutes are very crucial for any side to remain focused. That ball overcooked, and Ditebe on the receiving end. That ball still bobbling in the box. And an opportunity for Mauritius to clear their lines. Ball is in the air, and here's Jerusha, who has to come a lot deep. And maybe even get a goal for Mauritius, but she's very much focused on dropping and defending and helping out in terms of trouble.
Yeah, there's a massive lack of supply for, of course. She's the outlet. She's supposed to be the outlet, but she's always finding herself in the wrong positions.
Yeah, definitely. She is supposed to be the number 9, and I mean she gets a lot of work done as Jerusha. Mauritius had a couple of friendlies, but more importantly is playing in the qualified of Nations. They lost 8-0 to Guinea, a total of 11, and when losing 8-0, and then went on to lose 3-0 in their match out in September last year. And then not forgetting against the Seychelles, he played to a 1-1 draw, and then Mauritius winning that one by 3-1. So when you do give them a chance, they can find the back of the net. They also had a friendly against Pakistan, winning that one by 2-1. That is Mauritius.
Pakistan is more a cricket nation than a football nation, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, all these preparations works, you know, it gives the coach an opportunity to work with the players, work on strengths, work on weaknesses, and try and improve the team as much as he can when it comes to these type of friendly matches.
You know, Dane, when you're talking about improvement of the side, you'll go back to 2017 when Mauritius was on the receiving end, scoring or conceding 17 goals without a reply. In 2019, they received. Here's a chance for Jerusha. And keeper had to deny her. Maseko Moncho is starting up for Botswana. I think Bosija was left wondering. So that's just reminding that in 2019 they conceded 26 goals, and it continued to grow. In 2022 it was 11, and they lost 5-0 to Mozambique and went on to lose 3-0 to Angola, and South Africa was also in that particular group. 4-0 in favor of South Africa. Ontlametsi is very frustrated. That is the save made by Bosija. She went in hard, used her body, and Jerusha didn't pull out of that either. Laone Gaufeturi trying to get that ball just over the defenders. Samantha Rashwa brought in to defend well, and the flag also comes to the rescue. Keeper had made a way out, and you got to see the cover play as Rashwa goes into goals and is hoping to deflect anything that came away.
Yeah, it's great to see what Botswana's game plan is, to get the ball into the wide areas and then cause uncertainty with the goalkeeper not being as comfortable dealing with high balls. I think that's going to be the order of the whole second half for Botswana, getting the ball into the wide areas.
There's another attempt as Ontlametsi tries to release Radio Canyo. Oh, good dummy. Machawe does well to recover. Nancy Bayeletsi. Jerusha rides a challenge. This is a support that she needs. Who's coming to be the player that can help her out? And eventually, that was a very hopeful ball.
Yeah, she's very isolated over there. You know, she needed someone to come and support her there and help her a little bit more. And I think there's a lack of support for her at the moment.
And here's a chance for Radio Kanya to make it 3. That ball and keeper goes out, and it is the third goal for Botswana. Is ripping through that defense, and Jessica Modise announces herself in this match by getting the much needed goal. This should be game, set and match. Ball over the top, the pace of Radio Kanya, which we did allude to, problematic, and Jessica needed no second invitation. She was on a bicycle from the moment that the ball was released by Radio Kanya. Keeper came out, was in no man's land, and all it needed was a tap in, and Jessica Modise making sure that Botswana are in the driving seat and comfortable. They say sharing is caring. In that moment, you got to see a Botswana side that, you know, looked for a player in a better position, knocked that ball into the space. And oncoming Jessica Modise making sure that that ball was put in the back of the net. So Modise joins Ditebe and Ontlametsi as the goal scorers for Botswana.
I think that all but seals the 3 points for Botswana. It's just a matter of how many more goals can they get from here on in. But I think with the 3 points being secured now at this stage of the match, it argues well for them going into the next match, and obviously keeping an eye on the match after this.
It's a long ball over the top. Russia was struggling to contain Ontlametsi. Is Ditebe. She too will unleash as Modise! Second goal, a brace for Jessica Modise on the day. Lethal. Coach is asking for more. Just a minute later, putting the final sword. Yaone Jessica Modise. That ball being pushed out, and she did well to keep the line with Fiona Felicity, just playing her onside, not pushing out quick enough, and that just gives Botswana the goal that they so much have been working toward. Jessica Modise getting a brace on the day. The bench in jubilation and appreciating the strike.
Yeah, we'll compliment motivation. They came out second half looking a different team to the first, and there we can see the lack of the line being kept together as a unit. You know, the right back was caught napping on the other side, and allowed Modise in to score Botswana's fourth goal.
As this match reaches the 1 hour mark, it's thumbs up all round, and Botswana could possibly now settle into some sort of rhythm. The job is done. They will want to connect a few passes. They will want to play according to the coach's plan. Yes, you've got the goals that is needed, but you also want to be able to see some sort of patterns of play.
Yeah, I think they can put their foot down on the ball a little bit more, and just keep possession a bit more, rotate the ball from one side to another, and the gaps will definitely appear. You know, as you can see, I think the Mauritius team is very demotivated at this point in time with every goal that goes into the back of the net.
You want those partnerships. You want the combinations, and Radio Kanya in an offside position.
It's interesting how psychologically that second goal on the stroke of halftime, I think that has really had a negative effect on Mauritius, and Botswana has taken advantage of that lapse of concentration towards the back end of the first half.
Well, you're talking of a team that now can definitely bring through their rhythm, they can definitely bring their character, and for Mauritius on the other hand, one would definitely hope that the spirit stays up and continue to give a match out of it. As we have a look at the group standings, Botswana are poised in the #1 position after this second match, having scored 5 goals and conceding 1 with a positive goal difference of 4. Madagascar sitting in second position for now. They still got the game to play, which is in the afternoon. And Malawi, who is the defending champions, and Mauritius, they too will be looking to plummet Botswana from that #1 position. Mauritius are yet to have a point in that group. So it's still pretty open as to who will top the group.
Pretty open group. I think it's important. I think Malawi would definitely, as the defending champions, look to get their 3 points and make it easier for them playing Mauritius the last game, and putting Botswana up against Madagascar to get a result in that game. But at the same time, you know, Madagascar can also spring a surprise and getting a result against Malawi.
Spring a surprise. They are the COSAFA Championship. It is about the surprises. Jury still out. Will we see a new champion? Or will Malawi continue to boast their wonderful pedigree of the tournament? You know, when you talk of Malawi football, you can't but leave out the name Temwa, creating history out in the world, scoring 22 goals in all competitions, breaking the record and scoring a 19th league goal. She continues to rise, and this is a stage where she definitely lit the scenes and continued to prove many people that Africa has definitely got the quality. They definitely have the players. So the jury is out.
I think also for Botswana and the coaching staff, it's going to be important for them, obviously, with the scoreline being comfortable, the 3 points secured. I think the rotation of the players and obviously resting some players for the crucial last match that they will be playing against Madagascar.
Township Rollers pretty much are behind this team, and so is Double Action. All the players are in a huddle and watching this game very closely on their sets, and that is very pleasing. I'm told that every single game that is played by Botswana, players that have been left behind or didn't make the national team get into a huddle, and they watch the game together, and spurring players on and just celebrating the goals as well. I can only imagine. Those ballers are known to celebrate the goals, and I think that's also one of the things that got me hooked onto football. And I'll go back to the times of Cameroon, the Roger Millers and so forth. I mean, I think that was one of the celebrations that still is very clear in my mind at the World Cup. 65 minutes, Botswana in the lead by 4 goals to 0.
Taking us back to the 1990 World Cup.
That's the 1990 World Cup, definitely.
I don't think any of the players was born that's on the field
On the field
at the moment, eh?
Dane, I'm going to have to look at that, but even if they were born in 1990, I think they don't know much. Yes, we have a player like Maseko Muncho. She was born in 1991, not in 1990. She's
Just missed out by...
Just missed out.
There's a penalty over there.
It's bound to happen. Players tiring out as you have a look at the battle on the edge of the box, and aggression.
Yep. That's called defending wrong
on the wrong
side. You know, you got to be goal side first, and then you defend. If you're not goal side, you're always going to be in danger of creating a foul, and it just showed there again. You know, defending from the wrong side. She just needs to get goal side first, and that's the first rule of defending. You know, stay goal side.
Elsa Dadar getting a yellow card is also the first yellow card, I think, of the match.
Yes, the first yellow card of the match, yes.
Oh, Botswana deciding to bring in the changes. It's a photo Muchawe player coming out.
Yeah, I think the coach already has his mind set on the last game, and obviously trying and save some legs for the last match.
Substitution for Mauritius. Double
Get those
substitution.
names for you. There's quite a number of changes that are being made,
Coming out, Jesse.
and Botswana too are making those changes. Nancy Bayelesi, her day is done. Normally comes in. an opportunity for the coach as well to rest some players. Nancy Bayeretsi, her place is being taken by Fingi Mashasela. Penalty. Boitumeto also comes on for Machawe, but it is Jessica Modise to get a brace. I mean, a hat-trick, and especially in the attacking third, they can push a few players up to join into, you know, try and get as many goals as they want. Is Dova Dova, who loses out from the return pass as Radio Kanya is brought down, but the referee doesn't see anything wrong with that particular move. Down she goes. That's rather easy, says the referee. Jessica.
Yeah, Mauritius putting himself under pressure there with a wayward pass, and then obviously the defender being fouled. 50-50 clash, and she came off second best.
Yeah, this is when you really have got to build that strength that is needed. And, again, when the goings gets tough, this is the kind of response. Players are now starting to wilt away. 17 fouls by Botswana. We had a first half, not that many fouls, as you see the tears rolling out, definitely in a bit of pain.
Yeah, I think it's more for the pain and the result together. You know, it causes a lot of emotional damage. She's to be fair to her, she's really put herself about, and she's been a catalyst in that Mauritius defense, especially in the first half. I think she's had a really good first half, and like I said again, the second goal they conceded on the stroke of halftime really probably psychologically damaged the Mauritius team a little bit going into the halftime break.
Well, the bench, if called upon, they can come in and give a good account of themselves. You've got Nomonde, who could come. You've also got Marianne, who is another midfield player. You've got Orks just come in, and Devro, if called upon. But I think you definitely want more control of the midfield to start getting those combinations, see if they can play. And for a player like Jerusha, you want to push her up a little bit more and hopefully try and supply. Talking about Jerusha, it's Felicity. Felicity is, we'll leave that to Botswana. Moncho. Gaufetu. Playing it between the two players, and then it's a long ball. Here's Dova looking for the quick 1-2 and running into space. There's, now there's an opportunity for Radio Kanya to rather get that ball into the back of the net, and she misses that one. And well, it is an unfortunate situation as Ontlametsi played that ball into the path. And,
she chose the wrong technique. I think picking a spot into the side net on the far post would have been a better option. But she just tried to rattle the net with as much power but no accuracy.
No power, but the accuracy. Well, the next match a little bit later on in the day is Malawi and Madagascar. That does promise to bring the thrills of the tournament. They are the defending champions, and they'll want to put in a good performance. Yes, they played to a 1-1 draw in the previous match, and they'll want to definitely get the goals. With Botswana scoring 5, they're telling themselves they're going to score 6, 7, 8 and 9. But that will be how close it is in this group. 75 minutes with 15 minutes to go. Can Mauritius get that elusive goal that the coach wants? He says at least in each and every match, if they can score 1-1, they've already broken the record of not having scored a single goal in this tournament, and that was in the 5-1 loss against Madagascar.
It doesn't look likely. Mauritius is hardly ever reaching Botswana's box. Their box entries has been non-existent, really.
So 3 o'clock it is in the Group B, Malawi and Madagascar. And Madagascar, who won by 5-1, and they definitely proved to be a fireworking team, a team that was so determined to light up this tournament, and so they did. The match went out, the handbags went out, the lipsticks flew out, and what a colorful day that was. 5-1 is what it was on that particular day, and a bit later on, Malawi will say, yes, that was your day. But what comes ahead is one that's going to really be asking the questions of who will join Botswana in the top half of the log. Keeper comes out, and that is another miss for Botswana. These are the moments that will make a difference when it comes to the goal difference.
Yeah, of course. I think speaking about the match after this one, it's going to give the group a lot of shape. At the end of the day, we're going to know exactly what the connotations will be leading up to the final group game.
So she's pretty frustrated with herself and embarrassed with herself. That's Radio Kanya. But as a player, the coach will tell you to lift yourself up as a yellow card is awarded to Rosette, Adriana. Just to share with the people at home, before then, as another chance has gone begging, that a majority of the players of Mauritius have the name Marie in front of their names. And that is due to the fact that majority of those are Catholic.
Ah, okay.
So
it's
it
derivative
is
from
Marie,
yeah,
Edmund, Marie,
almost Mary.
Annelie, yeah, Mother Mary.
Derivative from
From
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that definitely being the reason behind the players' names with the Marie, Mother Anthony, Mother Adriana.
It's like when you go to Iceland.
Yep.
You know, all the players has got their fathers' names with son at the end.
There we go. Here's Mauritius. You need to try and keep that momentum going. Anthony, who's come on. Ball being played by Gopal. Gopal is available. He's played right. Felicity decides. Here's Botswana, showing some good feet and being able to navigate her way out of danger. Giving chase is Wonhlametsi, but safety first being applied. And here's Radio Kanya, wants to be very quick to take the throw in. Radio Kanya whipping that ball delightfully. Keeper goes out, misses it, being helped on. Here's Jessica, who gets another shot, but doesn't get it on target.
Every time that ball has come from the wide area in the air, the goalkeeper has really struggled. You know, she's 6s and 7s. She doesn't know if she must come, if she must stay. I would prefer staying on the line rather, because every time it just looks a little bit. It looks like she doesn't know if she's coming or going. She looks very confused. So I would suggest rather for her to. She must rather stay on the line.
And very often she's got defenders around that ball who could either, you know, hack that ball away, but she goes in and clatters into her own player.
Correct. That's exactly how they conceded the second goal,
yep.
And now it's 5-0 after that.
The lack, the unfortunate situation of her not being able to read the flight of the ball. Here's another ball that comes in and followed through and followed up. Still in the air, Jerusha will hack that away. But as far as Laone Gaufetuge, as Mauritius giving chases, Jerusha needs again the support and the supply.
Showing good physicality, the Botswana defender over there. That's very good defending when necessary.
Just stretching out and making sure that you know, it's rather difficult to get by. Adriana Rosette, full of running. Last touch off. Gaufetuge. Throw in for Mauritius. Ratari. She plays a football in Namibia, is Ratari, for FC Onga's team that used to be called Tura Magic in the Namibian League. That's the team that is being looked after by the technical director, Ricardo Minetti.
Yeah, we spoke about it yesterday, and it's good to see that even some of the Botswana players are crossing over, which is good. And we complimented Coach Ricardo Minetti yesterday, and long may it continue for him, and may the football of Namibia always improve.
Maone Malloy is ready to come and register her name on the score sheet. She comes in for Ratari.
There's been quite a few Botswana players that's applied their trade in the South African League, and vice versa. You know, recently a lot of players have gone across to Botswana and applied their trade there with Township Rollers and the likes.
Moncho comes on for Johannes. And Ontlametsi Sinuelo is the player to come on.
I would have thought the coach would have probably made it 10 minutes earlier, just for fresh legs, you know. But be that as it may, I think he does definitely have his eye on the next game, and of course the changes that has been brought in now also to enhance Botswana with a little bit of intensity and maybe a couple more goals before the end of the match.
It's definitely become very clustered in that defense, as you have a number of the players that are more concerned about defending, especially the Mauritian outfit, making it rather difficult for Botswana to, you know, get an opportunity, maybe just pulling out a little bit, and attempting to shoot from range could help out. A very clustered defensive third.
It's been difficult for Botswana to play through Mauritius, like we saw throughout the match. But at the same time, every time Botswana goes wide and puts balls into the box, it looks very, very dangerous. You know, so they need to stick to that. And for the majority of the match, they've really done that. They've gotten into the wide areas and putting balls into the air and causing uncertainty within the Mauritius box. And that has really worked for them today.
So Moncha has come on, and Sinuelo has come on, the fisher of the players on the park. Expectation is to maybe try and get the sixth goal. As Moncha goes tumbling down on the far side of the pitch, just losing her footing. And I think a good decision made by the referee. Free kick.
A lot of fouls from Botswana, you know, showing their physicality against Mauritius.
You can hear the coach saying, Aria, Aria, just to translate that, it's let's go, let's go. He still wants more. Coaches sometimes are very hard to please with the 5 goals already scored. He wants them, and he understands the permutations in this particular group.
Of course, if we just look at the scenario that could unfold, if Malawi gets the result, they both will be on 4 points. With Malawi obviously playing against Mauritius, and Botswana having a more difficult match against Madagascar.
So 3 o'clock is the date. Wherever you are, you can stream. If you are in Malawi, I can assure you that that is one of the games that will get quite a good number of fans and football-loving people witnessing whether the champions can cause another upset or whether they will be stopped in their tracks. 3 o'clock is what it is. Madagascar, the opponent, who themselves got 5 goals in their opening match.
Again, we look at Botswana trying to go through the Mauritius defense, and they're very resilient when it comes to that. You know, if Botswana wants to score more goals, they've got to get the ball into the wide areas like they've been doing, and trying to get more goals.
Four minutes to go to the 90, plus the referee's optional time. Gopal. She goes down on her knees, just holding her hammy as Gopal. Well, a tournament like this definitely has a big ask of the players, navigating the number of games in the number of days, and also this is when you really get to look at the depth that you have on the bench. Start rotating your players each match, looking at different players. Yesterday we got to see a Banyana side that had only 4 players remaining from their first game, so wholesale changes were given for Botswana in this match. They brought in 3 new faces to refresh the side. For a team like Mauritius, it was just 1 change, so it's not too surprising to see the players struggle a bit from distance. Keeper was limping away.
Again, the chance is coming from the wide areas, cross into the box, and then obviously a shot not on target on this occasion, but every time it goes to the sides, it causes havoc.
Well, 4 points for Botswana. 3-4 Madagascar. Malawi sitting on 1 point, with the hope that if they win against Madagascar, they will have 4 points. If Madagascar wins against Malawi, that spells disaster.
I think Botswana would probably hope for a draw in that match to put things into their hands completely.
Yeah, it will. I will. But they still will go and fight and have another game that will push it to the last game.
Neat interpassing now from Botswana.
Last game for Botswana is up against Madagascar, which again could be another upset if Madagascar takes their chances. For Mauritius, it's almost done and dusted, this being the second defeat in the group. They'll definitely remain at the bottom of the group.
It's just a matter of how many they will concede against Malawi in the penultimate group game.
Malawi having already played Botswana. They are up against Madagascar next. Having played and won or played a draw in their first match. So their last match will be against Mauritius. Ball hangs up in the air. Modise, the player goes down, and it is Samantha Rashwa who whips that ball furthest away from the goalmouth, and Daphne also, who's hardly put a foot wrong. Coming away with it is Priska. She's easily dispossessed by Sanuelo, and Jessica Modise gives chase, but the keeper this time comes quickly off a line, gets up rather gingerly. She's looking at maybe her defenders who could come and help her kick that, but she does well with the left foot to hack it away. Well, the board goes up with 4 minutes on the clock, 4 minutes for Botswana to either get a sixth or 4 minutes of Mauritian.
So there's 4 minutes of added time for Mauritius to get one goal.
To get a goal.
That's the ambition.
Yeah.
4 minutes left for them to do that. Highly unlikely at this stage because the balance of play is always closer to their goals than that of the opposition's.
Oh, definitely free scoring as Namibia up against the Seychelles, winning that one by 7 goals to 0, breaking the record. Eswatini again also hammering Seychelles by 6 goals to 0. Madagascar and Mauritius is another high-scoring game, and in this particular match, Botswana are cruising in with 5 goals to 0 against Mauritius. Day 5 is giving Group B the opportunity to get their second game over the line. Group A is done and dusted. At their second match, they are looking forward to the third games of the group. Botswana. Radio Kanye still continues to run at everything that is thrown at her. It's a throw in. And Funo she's been quite a live wire, Funo, on that left-hand side for Mauritius. Hacked away into space and no man's land. Just the ask of Moncho to play that ball back. Playing it with Ditebe. Gaufetugi for Botswana. They in no hurry, in cruise control basically. Senwele, ball over the top, leaving it to see if they could whip in a decent ball, but it is Gamu who whoops that with pace. Throw in for Botswana, played back to Moncho. Moncho Radiokanya leaves it for Doba Doba. Coming from the back as Gaufeturi and taking and advancing a strike. Why not?
Had that been on target, I think the keeper would have been in a lot of trouble with that ball because he's moving gingerly at the moment. So there's a strike again. It's just a little bit too high, but I think the keeper was going to be caught off guard over there. She's actually moving in the opposite direction to where the ball is heading.
Yeah. Sure, the coach is just asking her to hang on. They've made their changes. Sijo. Moncho. That will be disappointing. You can see that they are resorting to the long balls is Botswana. And I'm sure the coach has given them those instructions to see how much better they can improve on their 5-0 scoreline. But looks like time is up. We've paid almost 4 minutes of the referee's additional time, and in that time Botswana has really been resorting to those long-range shots that are not able to find the back of the net. You got to look at that defense of Mauritius, absolutely tiring, and all go down as if they were playing Ring Roses. You're looking at Jerusha, who had a fantastic day at the office, showing a strength and a tenacity. But the hard work of Maseja Moncho also in defense. That looks like the tanks are empty. They have run their socks off. They ran their race. And Botswana, on the other hand, absolutely contrasting body language as they've done the job. It is high fives. The goals that were scored in the early as the 7th minute, Keitumetsi Ditebe getting on to the score sheet, and then you're looking at Ontlametsi also joining in the fun. But it was the Jessica Yaone Modise show in the 59th minute as well as the 58th minute. A penalty also being scored. This match having it all, and the ingredients there for you to watch and enjoy. So that's how it ends. It is Botswana that lead this match and take away the 3 points and go into the rest, or go and celebrate into the night. Confirmation of the scoreline: Botswana 5, Mauritius 0. Statistically, they dominated in all areas. Possession also on the side of Botswana by 71%. The corner count favoring them, just one offside for Mauritius. But it is the statistic on the top that tells a story of the 23 goal attempts and 13 of those shots on target. Pretty high foul count. Botswana taking no prisoners as one goes down to the touchline to Ms. Banda, who will be presenting the player of the match for this particular game. Each and every game does have a player of the match, and it's good to see those players out there being rewarded with a fantastic trophy that goes along. And for Botswana, there was definitely a couple of players that you could choose from. So let's go down to Ms. Banda, who would be out there with the ambassador of COSAFA, Amanda Sister.
Well, Gloria, an absolutely tantalizing encounter, one-way traffic, and that is for Botswana as they secure that victory. Something they'll be relieved from. But for now, let's see who the player of the match is, and that will be revealed by Amanda Sister, who is an ambassador of COSAFA, but also a player in the HollywoodBets Super League as she currently plies her trade within the league. Keitumetsi Ditebe becomes the player of the match. If you're watching, you'll remember she opened the scoring. A player who plays football out in Botswana at Gaborone United. Let me know, Keitumetsi, as to how you feel about your performance.
I'm very happy with the performance, but we wanted to score more goals, so
Mpolella gore di-changes tse ba di tsentshitseng gompieno, how did they benefit the team?
Ba tsile ba na le ka haneng ba batla gore ba ka re kganela ka teng, so we didn't manage go ka break their back five, so that's all I can say.
Mpolelle ka the team ya Botswana le na le pressure kana kang gore le tle le dire sentle, because we do know gore le sebedisa this COSAFA competition as something that is going to be for preparation for WAFCON.
I think for the next game, Madagascar is a tough team, so we'll try by all means to give all in the last game. So the pressure is too much, but we'll see.
We think coach during halftime.
Can say not much thought. Yeah.
Well, Diteva, congratulations.
Thank you.
That is Kitimetsi Diteva, who is the player of the match, opening up the scoring account. This was in the first goal that she scored for Botswana with this encounter. Coach Kersley, on the other side of things, let me know, unfortunate result. What was your assessment of this game?
My assessment, okay, the first half, quite well discipline at the back, but the first goal we considered a free kick. It's difficult for the goalkeeper, I think. But some individual errors again, we can improve. We were not. We were trying to go forward. The first half, at least, we got 4 corners and we were trying to get in front of their goal. Second half, quite difficult about the intensity. They were better in the intensity, physical aspect. They were better than us. Then that's the score.
Coach, it looked like the team then got dismantled when the second goal went in. Do you believe that the timing of that goal is really what got the players off guard?
Yes, I think that but I think it's probably the third one, and the second half the opponent came also just to a little more on us. Just we were not able to deal with the opponent attack on the second half. But I think that the fatigue also was part of the consequence. So we need to improve upon that. And again, I'll say that the physical aspect of the game, we need to respect that and we need to be able to cope with it.
Coach, at halftime, when you walked into the change room with your players, what was the mood amongst them? Because they seemed very determined within that first half, but then when they came out, it was a different side.
Again, the mental aspect was there, but the physical aspect was not completely there. So I think that we are improving, not afraid to come out. There's part of the game we were able to at least doing several passes, combining together. And we need to take from that and improve from that again.
And finally, Coach, Malawi becomes your next opponent.
Again, a difficult opponent, running champions. We'll prepare for that. We know that they will look for goals, I think. And we need to prepare upon that. And my players, today, it's about recovery and getting some rest, and we'll see for the coming matches.
Well, Coach, better luck next time.
Thanks a lot, madam.
That is Coach Kirsty of Mauritius talking about the fact that the physical aspect was not there. It was Botswana that was a bit more physical. They had a bit more experience. Coach, your assessment of the game, you wanted to win, and that's what you got.
Yeah, we wanted to win. I think the players, we did enough to create chances, but there will always be areas that we feel we need to improve on, especially our finishing. Going to halftime, one thing that we emphasized during halftime was that we were not patient enough with the ball in the first half, and in the second half it was better. We were able to play more, take the ball wide, because we realized that they couldn't deal with wing play. The goalkeeper could not deal with cutting crosses, and also the central defenders could also not deal with the crosses. So we tried to play more using our width and be more patient in the second half, and it paid.
Coach, you went into this game, obviously, Mauritius in the first game had lost by 5. You managed to score within this game. Did you want more goals? Because I heard you say, Hariyeng.
Yeah, we wanted to get as many goals as we could, but I think I also give them credit. They managed the game well. We never played. The next moment the goalkeeper is down, is the player. They delay with the restart of play. We try to get the balls for them. Good for them. It's part of game management, and when we get the ball, we should use it more wisely.
How satisfying was it for you knowing that your attacking players are the ones that actually scored?
Good. It's actually good when you see something that you worked on from training week in the game, but I still feel there are areas that we need to improve on, especially in front of goal, especially with controlling the game with the ball, because most of the times when we control the game, we control the space, but not with the ball. So I think we will get there. Remember, for us, it's preparation for AFCON. There's still a lot that we need to work on in our game model.
And just if you could just highlight for me then going into the next game, the main thing that you'll be focusing on within your preps.
We still need to go again, fight hard again, show the hunger again, try to get as many goals as we can. We know it's not going to be an easy encounter. Madagascar, they played well against Mauritius. The game that I said to me was fairly balanced. The only difference was goals. They've also shown that they're able to get goals. It's not easy to score 5 goals at international level, but we need to revisit the video again, watch them closely, and pay attention to the smallest details.
Well, Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.